Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. I am sorry, no hamster this morning. Already I'm having to clear my throat. This does not bode well. No hamster. They're all sleeping. Little Gojira is down in her mason jar. Actually, she is awake, but she's in her mason jar, which means she's in her safe place. So unless she comes out, and I don't know if she will or not. Earlier, when I came in, she was sitting, and I reached in and I grabbed her too quick. I came in like a predator and went zap. I am so sorry. Moved her a little bit, and when I let go, she flipped out. And it took like 10 seconds, and then I came in slow afterward, and she was good with it, but oops. So she's in her mason jar, probably still minor league freaked out. Little Thigmo, he's still down in his box, and little Dr. Snurf, he's in his box, and I went and picked up little Saber/Cream against the wall. I'm trying to figure out a way actually to get her over here too, so I can have all four of my hamsters within reach. I am the crazy hamster person. I love rodents. What can I say? There's just something about rodents that it makes my heart melt. I just see rodents in pictures and stuff, like rats. I love rats. Mice, I'm actually not so big on mice. They're like a little too tiny and too thin. I like fat, fluffy rodents. But, gerbils and, like I say, rats. I like rats. And I'd like to get some of these other types of rodents. And even my housemates, they were talking about, like, hamsters and stuff are small. And they're going, oh, capybara. It's like, wow, I didn't know that you guys would think about that. And thus saying, as a quick aside, yesterday I fell asleep up here for a few hours. A couple of reasons. Number one, the heat. Number two, my housemates have actually felt kind of bad because I've been eating potatoes all month. Just one meal of potatoes. And then finally I was going for a walk yesterday, and one of my housemates said, you got kind of screwed on your food stamps this month, didn't you? And I was like, well, yeah. I went and even cleared my throat, waited and talked for 20 minutes to try and get my throat so I wouldn't do that. Joy. But they grilled yesterday. They found a good deal for meat, and they had pork ribs, and they actually made me a hot dog and a big piece of pork rib. My first actual meat protein this month. And after I filled my belly with meat, I came up here, sat down in my chair, and I was out. I just fell asleep for, I don't know, hour and a half. Not really good, of course. I've got sleep apnea, so I stopped breathing. I could tell from the way my outer extremities were tingling, but it was nice to eat. So, it was painful at the same time. I had to really pack on all the spices and stuff so I could even taste anything, and it hurts to chew. I've mentioned before how this with my dentures, and my skin is so insanely delicate because of my fibro. Not necessarily delicate, but it's just all my pain receptors are extra active. And so with my dentures, I'm not chewing food with my teeth. I am chewing these plastic chunks with my very delicate gums, and then the dentures are smashing the food up. So it hurts like hell to chew anything that has any sort of body to it, like meat. Even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich can be too hard to chew at times. So happy joys on that. But it was nice. It was painful, but I got it done. Definitely a thumbs up. And, of course, smiling does help activate the happiness centers. Your pathways in your brain run two directions. When you are happy and you light up, it goes through the pathways to your face, and then your face smiles. Just so that if you smile, it activates those things, the same circuits, which makes that happiness part of your brain actually light up. It's not going to be like a shot of drugs or anything, but it's a good idea, a good plan. It actually helps. It does activate that center of your brain. Definitely a good thing. Now, yesterday I had talked about that WNKLV radio thing, which it's a long thing. It's actually got 5 call letters instead of 4, which there's only 4 call letters you can have. And I can't remember where the break is, but on the East Coast, all the call letters start with like W. And on the West Coast, all the call letters start with a K. And so I was going with WNKLV for 5 letters and both call sign starts, just to try and add to the, well, where exactly is this place sort of feel to it. But even though it takes place in the town of Belhaven, in this valley around a lot of little unincorporated towns, and it's just a small little rural thing, you know, altogether in the valley there's probably like 10,000 people in the 2,000 person town of Belhaven, and then all the smaller unincorporated places around it. Grand total in the 100-mile radius, so it's like 200 miles total of where their weak radio broadcast tower goes out. They're an independent radio station. They've got their license. But it's the actual reasons and stuff behind what's happening in Belhaven ties in with this one thing that I've been working on as a unifying tie-in. Because I've got 2 unifying tie-ins for stories. There's Egg Mother, where I've talked about she's a 25th dimensional being with 4 time senses, where in her egg sac, all of her eggs are universes. And when she lays them in her prey, they hatch into a being. Now, what happens to a universe when it hatches? Well, hard to say. But our universe is just an egg in her egg sac. And, of course, all these universes are having to deal with, you know, parasitical infestations of extra universal monstrous beings that devour universes. They eat eggs. So, thumbs up. But also in that, there's another tie-in of horror where it's a science fiction sort of setting where it's on the other side of the universe, like billions and trillions of years from now, whether in the forward or the past, who knows. There are these people that have created a system because they were able to determine and find and partially unroll these other dimensions that make up parts of the universe. They're not dimensions in that, you know, it's like, oh, I opened up a door and I went into a room. It's like, you know, we've got up, down, left, right, back, forward. Those are our 3 dimensions. It's another direction, basically. But they're able to unroll it and put things in there. They determined a way to make machines without artificial intelligence that are self-repairing, self-creating, and self-powering, with ways to put power spikes through the dimensional walls and use heat pumps to suck energy out of the other dimensions. Now, of course, energy and matter are the same. It just takes a lot of energy to make matter. So if this machine in this other dimension just needs to expand, it just sucks the energy out of the other dimensions, forms matter, expands, and then works from there. But there's no AI involved. These people don't use that. They use machine learning, but they always backed away from true machine sentience. So they have machine-assisted stuff, but primarily it's human with machine learning. Well, not human. They're not human. But at the same time, they realized that this could be an issue. And so after they put this in place, they also have another branch of science that's checking to make sure that things are not going wrong. They have mathematical predictions of what would happen, but the big thing that would check is expected reality and actual reality, and they're down to 100 decimal spots. It's taken them like 2,000 years to determine how to get to the 101st decimal spot to check, but everything is matched up, but everything is also going weird. There's also these events happening all over. And these events are bad. One of them happens on a planet, and every single life form after this event is no longer has any long straight bones. Everything is like curled into twists and spirals, and every living thing there just communicates by whistling and tones. And they can't eat, and they can't drink, and after a week, everything died. They just stopped whistling. So it's a terrible and horrific thing. And these events are happening more and more often, and in fact it's getting to be predicted that at some point there's going to be more events happening in the universe than there are stars in the universe. Now, 95% of all these events are going to be taking place out in intergalactic and intragalactic space voids where it's not doing anything. But of those 5%, they're going to be happening in stars, in matter, on planets, stuff like that. 90% of those are going to be harmless. It's those 5% that aren't. Now, these people have also determined that there is a growing galaxy-wide event happening around their home galaxy, and only at the very end they discovered that at the 101st decimal, yeah, it's different. So all the predictions of things going wrong are happening, and after like 10, 15,000 years, they finally have proof. Now, even if they stop the machine right now, because when you leave these dimensions, where you end up in place and time depends on your angle, your momentum, a whole bunch of things. This stuff is going to be happening for a very, very long time. So they've got to determine, are we going to shut down our machines and kill 98% of our entire colonized galaxy? Or are we just going to let this go on, and then in 10 years' time, everybody in the galaxy dies? So these events are the primary thing of stuff happening. Now that you know what's happening, that still doesn't let you know what's happening, because there is an event that started in 1890 in Bellwether, and it is still going on. So Bellwether and the surrounding unincorporated towns are having to deal with something that started to happen in 1890. And this guy that's doing the radio thing is like looking up microfiche and old records and finding things like there's a run of one newspaper, and they only did one printing, but he's finding microfiche records of two runs, vastly different. One of them horrific, one of them not. The horrific one marked for deletion, not deleted, but they were from the same run, but two different completely newspapers. And so he's finding stuff like that, and there's weird stuff happening all around, and it's just hopefully going to be good. So it's not exactly a Night Vale ripoff. It's just, you know, it's anything that sounds like Night Vale is going to be, oh, that's just a Night Vale ripoff. Kind of like how when Doom came out as the first-person shooter, absolutely every first-person shooter for years after that was just dismissed as a Doom clone. Now it's a genre. Just like Minecraft has become a genre, the crafting survival game, which is good. Definitely a thumbs up. Well, I've rambled on about absolutely nothing. I didn't go walkies again last night, and I think I finally figured out why. It's not just the fact that my body feels better. It's summer. It's hot. I don't do heat well. I fall asleep in heat. So at night, when it's hot and I need to go walkies, it's hot. I don't want to go out. I just want to sit here and play video games. So that's what I do. Now, I still exercise during the day. I use my hand exercisers. I use my dumbbell. I get up. I walk on the stairs. Yesterday, in fact, I was doing the if you stand on stairs with your toes so that you let your heels dangle down and you stretch your calves and then raise yourself up on your toes, that is a good calf exercise that I remembered from physical therapy. Definitely a thumbs up. And I go up and down the stairs every time I have to go up and down the stairs. And I've been doing the deep squats every so often because I sit in the chair and I don't want blood clots, even though I stay well hydrated, so not too much worry. But I'm exercising. I'm just not giving my cardiovascular system, quite the workout it needs. So hopefully, after the summertime, when it starts cooling down, I'll get back out there again. Actually, I know I will. When it's cold, much as I hate cold, as long as it's not too cold, my body, as much as it hates cold, runs really, really well in cold. As stated before, last December when it was snowing outside and there was just this much snow on the streets, and I was walking out there with just my summer jacket and it was open to the wind and I had no gloves on and I had my hiking boots on, I felt like running up the hill through the snow just as hard as I could while roaring. I felt alive. The heat doesn't do that to me. It makes me just sit in a chair and sleep. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments. My community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as I can. If I mispronounce the username, my sincere apologies. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that. And, of course, it's a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count in American Sign Language with the fingers of this hand, with my fibro and depression, I'm lucky I can remember that my name is not Rutherford P. Farquhar. That was harder to say than usual, so my apologies on that. We have Etic0987, greatly appreciated, and Little Big Shot God, thumbs up and thank you. We have Electro Myth, thumbs up and thank you. Very good idea. Take out the trash, 9. Well, hello, Ern Grung. Thank you very much. And we have Black Needle, greatly appreciated. Nora, yeah, Little Peep Dine was not good. It was very bad. Pepe Rosas, thumbs up and thank you. Living Legacy, greatly appreciated. And Kathy Kisscat, always good to see you in the comments. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you very much. Always good to see you as well. A guy with a bright future. Very sorry, I mispronounced your name. Good to see you in the comments. Thank you. Marilee Cachero, thumbs up and thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And then we have J-Rock, thumbs up and thank you. Hope to play you in Vermintide one day, perhaps. Declan Dorsey, greatly appreciated. And we have Darren Ward, thumbs up and thank you. Real Big Boy 997, greatly appreciated. Sheel, I hope that's pronounced properly, thumbs up. And Fake Sriracha, thank you very, very much. Michael Stevens, thumbs up and thank you. And Minecraft is a great game. Batman Big Fan, good to see you in the comments. Getting to really enjoy seeing your name in the comments as well. Jorge Plays, I sure hope I'm close, but I bet I'm not. Thank you very, very much. Informacow Dramatica? I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. And Fantasy Spectrum? Yes, indeed, Minecraft is a very good game. Isaac Holzapfel? I hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And last but not least, Russian Timing. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. A very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. And hey, if you can check out my various links down below, this is my praying mantis Jaeger form. That would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up for that. And of course, if you could hit that bell so that YouTube lets you know when my videos come out, that would be very awesome. Very cool. Now, I would understand if you don't wish to subscribe, but if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Gosh, 18 minutes and 43 seconds. I still got stuff I gotta do. I got videos I want to do. I'm starting to schedule things like instead of just putting it onto the rotation, I'm going to have every Monday be, I hate giving cutesy labels to days of the week, but Minecraft Monday, and then we'll probably have like Rising World Thursday, so I'll still have rotations, but some of the games that at least I know people like more than others, we'll be doing that. And of course, I'm going to be working on my radio broadcast thing, WNKLV, 3 a.m. on your AM dial. Glad to meet you at this time of night. So hopefully it's going to be very good. Because after all, I've Some people have said I have a voice for radio, but I think I have a voice for 3 a.m. AM radio. Definitely not something you want to listen to while you have to pay attention and driving when you're full asleep. Well, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that, my friend, is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up.